Hello, hello, hello. So this is gonna be my first time ever doing this. As you can see, I'm gonna be working on a game. It's my. This is all kind of. There's no script or anything to this, so it's gonna be kind of just kind of all over the place. Um, it's a horror game that I've been working on for a couple months now. Um, on and off, I've kind of been um, fallen back a bit on it. So I want to try to use these kind of sort of like dev streams, I guess you could call it, as a way to encourage myself to keep doing it, and also to help put my thoughts out there because um, it's it'd be nice to get some feedback, hopefully. So maybe if I can, if more people watch the streams, streams, it's all pre-recorded. More people watch it, then I can kind of get some more feedback and see what people like. This really isn't. I don't know if this is ever going to be fully released. I mean, I would like for people to play it, um, but ultimately, this is more just for my own fun and hopefully be able to showcase this at the East Coast Game Conference. So if you're planning on attending that or anything like that, be on the lookout for my game, because it's I would really like to show it off there. But overall, this is just a way to kind of help keep myself accountable, maybe make some new friends in the process, and just try something a little different. Right now, the first thing I'm doing is going to be changing the. You can kind of see it kind of looks like hot garbage. The trim right now. So I'm gonna just go ahead and update those textures real quick. Hopefully this works properly. Oh shoot, I don't think it will because I'm a dum-dum, aren't I? I am a dum-dum. Yep, I'm a dum-dum. Let me get my other computer out real quick. Ugh. My mouse lets me copy and paste files between computers. I'm sure other people know about it. Let's see here. So yeah, just me being stupid. Let's see if this will work. I know everybody's gonna be upset that I'm doing this, but it's just easier to do, to put it in the desktop and then file manage it. What was that? Now I'm mad. Let's see here. Oopsie, no, that's not what I wanted. You can really see the computer literacy coming out here. Alright, let's just group those together real quick so that way I can close up the laptop here. Yeah, so I use Substance Alchemist. I use Substance Alchemist to generate these textures. This was all for a class, so we were using Alchemist to generate textures for this project. This is what this is. It was a final project, right, from my environment art class. And I'll show you some more of it in a second as soon as I get these new textures thrown in here. Wonder if it'll just work. And it sort of did. Oh, it's backwards. That's why it's freaking out. Then I'll just need to edit those real quick. Yeah, let me fix that, and then I'll show you guys what's going on. So, I mean, I could do a batch render, but I mean, it's only 4 images, and I can just edit it in here rather than rotate, save a copy, save, yes. I'll just do it like this, one at a time. Edit. Be a lot more fun if you guys could listen to the music that I'm listening to right now. Yes. X out of that. Edit. Boop, boop. This is all the fun stuff that, if you're not familiar with art and stuff like that, and importing, all that good stuff, this is all the kind of fun little things that you get to do if you just mess one little thing up. Save. Don't make stupid mistakes. That's the moral of the story. Delete again. Yep. And import again. Gotta love drag and drop. There we go. Now that looks a little better. The glass is still kind of meh. It's not transparent, obviously. It's just a way to that's just a way, we're just faking it right now. Gotta fake it till you make it. Oh, and that really changed it too. That looks okay. And it might be a little hard for you guys to see because I do need to update the lighting, and I think that's what I'm gonna work on this time. But let's do a quick little walkthrough before I make any drastic changes. And you guys can't hear it because I don't have audio just yet. I think I'll eventually do audio for it. It still looks a little bit shiny, so I think I need to adjust some of the roughness stuff. But this is the kitchen, and I need to update that texture. Yeah, a lot of these textures are still kind of like alpha E or beta E, I would say more so. Just I threw them together relatively quickly because I was so focused on a lot of the 3D modeling for that class because that's a lot of what we got graded on, but I feel like texturing I probably didn't do as best as I could because I obviously did a lot of work, and I think this was a 4-week process. Yeah, but this is what I got done for the most part. Save the lamp over here, the picture frame, the desk, even the little end table, even though it's hard to see it, and this end table obviously because it's just a clone, just resized differently, and this little plant. I added that in there. I might do some editing to that because it looks a little too fresh and new, and it needs to be. And I don't think the lighting's built just yet, so it looks like woo, this is so fancy and new. It doesn't need to look new. And right now the working title is terrible. It's called Appearances. Essentially, it's about a lot of what something that I kind of struggle with is putting up a facade and just pretending that everything's kind of normal, and that's what this whole game is about a family that was putting up a facade of normality to their neighbors, when really on the inside the family is living through a lot of turmoil and going through a lot of crises. And that's what will be explored throughout the entirety of the game, which is why I don't think this will get made, because it's just me working on this, so it might take me a little while, but we'll see where it goes. I've been working on it pretty good. This has probably been the best project I've ever created personally. But yeah, let's start getting into some of the lighting here while I'm doing it. I think, what did I do? See, this is why you need to be more consistent with projects, and I need to do something about this organization because it's just god awful. That'll be the next thing we'll work on after we work on the lighting, because I'm just gonna adjust the, is that the one? There you are, the post-processing volume. I'm just gonna go ahead and tweak, I think it was the No, that's bloom. I'm not worried about the exposure. There we go. So we'll bump the exposure up. I know this is probably like terrible to do. Ooh, no. I am dumb. Oh, 8 then. No, 8's a bit too extreme. Let's just go with 9. Um, 8.9. 8.8. I think that's still relatively dark enough. I might want to include people were suggesting putting in a flashlight in for the player character, but for me it's just kind of seems a little bit weird. Because I mean, you wouldn't really need a flashlight for your, when you're living in your house, especially with the powers technically working, even if it is a little stark. And I could also utilize this lamp over here to make it a bit brighter, because it does need to be a little bit brighter, but it's also a horror game, so I'm trying to balance the balance the light and the dark, and trying to create some contrast. I also don't want to lose a lot of detail. Like you can see, I think I may need to bump up the contrast on that door handle, because you really can't see it in the dark. And I don't want that to, I don't want that to happen. I want my work to be able to be shown, and I guess that's part of the problem with making a horror game. But let's go ahead and do some cleaning up too. We'll create some empty objects and start throwing them, and start throwing all these prefabs that I've got strewn about, because again, this was all made in a frantic heap. So this is not typically indicative of how I organize my projects, because it's like just all out there. And a lot of seasoned people, if there are seasoned people watching this, are probably all just like, what is wrong with this kid? You guys won't see it, but I just stopped to have some dinner real quick. Where was I? So yeah, I was just gonna organize the hierarchy a bit, because it's just an absolute mess. I'm thinking of going probably like get like the small objects, like the decals and all that stuff, and then organizing by room or something like that. I mean, there's only like really 2 rooms, you could say, but let's go ahead and get that started. No, I already created that. So alright, let's name that decals. So now, I don't know if I'll necessarily be putting like tutorials up or something like that. But definitely, if you guys have questions about like what to about like certain tools in Unity, or Unity, Maya, or Substance Painter, that's where I'm pretty comfortable. But I might even start. I might start using actually Unreal. I'm thinking about that, because it's a lot more friendly towards artists, and that's mostly where I'm at. I'm more of an artist as opposed to a programmer. I can still do programming and stuff. I'm like okay at it, but I'm certainly more focused on art. Let's go ahead, make another empty. We'll do this for reflection probes. Annoying, I hate that. We should just double click and rename things in Unity. All right. Okay. Go ahead. All right. Let's do a Living room. I know it's probably not the most exciting stuff to watch, but like I'm just starting out with this, so I don't, and I really didn't have anything planned just yet. So I think in the next one I'd want to go with probably doing some like some like I'm like starting to get like a little storyboard together, so I think I'll like I can show that off and then start planning out like what the ECGC kind of release is gonna look like. I only have a little bit to do to get all that done, so we'll see how it goes. And it's gonna be more of an experience as opposed like a horror experience as opposed to like a real fleshed out game, because I could not make this into a game in that short of time. Could also because I would like to create a character from scratch for this, so I think that might be what I do. So we'll see. That might be in the next couple ones. We can start planning some stuff out, so that way, for my sake and for whoever's out there watching. Living room. That's what I was gonna do. That's part of the problem. Once I start talking, then I'm just like I forget what I'm doing. Coffee table, ceiling fan. Oh yeah, see, this is terrible how I've had this organized. Not really necessarily organized. So that just encompasses the whole house because I was lazy and didn't do anything to really, make this super clean. I mean, I made it probably about as clean as I wanted to. Let's see. And these overhead lights, which one's that? We'll count that as the living room because there's not much up there. I think, maybe in the no, I probably still count this as like living room. In the future, I'm going to be adding another room here at the end of the hall where this sound source is. So when the player, kind of what I'm thinking is the player is going to wake up on the couch and then try to go back up to his room. But I don't want to reveal too much because if you guys want to play it, then, I'd obviously want you guys to be spooked by it. So I might have to do some setting up some stuff on my own, so that way people can still be scared by it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I do, and who watches. I really would like for people to start watching, not because I'm vain or anything like that, but because I mostly would like feedback. So much of this stuff I feel I do by the seat of my pants. So it would be nice to get like some affirmation about like, oh yeah, you're doing this fine, Patrick. Instead I get to doubt myself about my abilities. Which is a blessing and a curse because it helps me to not be, kind of a dick. There's another, yeah, I guess we'll put all these bottles there too. If you can't tell, one of these characters might have a drinking problem. That is environmental storytelling right there. Also, a fun little, let's see, refocus. Let's see what's one that can like actually like, there we go. There we go, that's a good one. Drink it because it tastes good. Obviously it's a school project, so I can't be too explicit. I kind of just, went a more mild route. Oh, see, there's some semblance of organization. No, never mind. There's no at all. I guess I can do that. I'll match that up. Maybe. No, I don't like that. Whatever that's doing. Because what is going on with this? Why is this? Oh, did I? That's probably what I did. I probably duplicated it in a weird way to make it not one of the prefabs anymore. Or I just duplicated the model or something? Yeah, that's probably what I did. I duplicated the model, and so it's not a part of the prefab anymore. Oh, that's wonderful. That's, you know, organized. I'm sure there's a quick way to fix. They're probably. I could probably just. Yeah, I'll copy the component and then. Let me find it. And then go ahead and delete that. And then, oh, Unity. Why do you do things? Where did it go? Oh no. Alright, Unity. Do that, and then see if that does it. There we go. I don't think it did it though. So I think that, yeah, it didn't do it here. Let me, actually, you know, probably be a good idea if I just turned off lights. There we go. And you can see all the terrible textures. Gotta love it. Yeah, that's a problem with, that was my issue. I need to export things better. I have to be better about that, but I just kind of muscled it and just, you know, said whatever. So then let's actually just go back to that. So I guess we're just gonna have to live with that for now because I don't feel like fixing that. Maybe in a future episode you guys could watch me do boring stuff like exporting things. No, I'm just kidding. That's really not that fun. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll get the baluster. No, I think we'll count that as trim. So we'll go ahead and we can do a separate, that's what I'll do. So I'll do a separate one for like those miscellaneous things like the trim, the doors to the windows. I think that'll make sense for me, at least in my brain. Might not make sense to everybody else, but it makes sense to me. Because I use a lot of the same like textures and stuff like that too. That's kind of how I set it up. So I just used the same texture for the trim all around, including the baluster and the railing and stuff. So it's all pretty homogeneous like that. Just trying to, you know, save time and effort, because this isn't like a super professional thing or something. I mean, you know, as professional as I get. We'll go ahead and call it trim and windows. Trim windows and doors. So we'll do that. Trim windows, doors. There we go. That'll be fine. So trim windows and doors. Such an exciting thing to do for the first video. But I guess I'm also kind of doing this because more so as a proof of concept. Maybe not a proof of concept, but just to get myself to do it, because I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and obviously I got pretty far ahead in things. Generally, a prefab instance cannot be deleted or moved, and components cannot be reordered. You can open the prefab in prefab mode. Okay. Why you no likey? Let's see. Is it this one it doesn't like? Is it window 1 or is it just? Yeah, it's This one, it doesn't like what I thought. Let's try it again. Oh, no, I was fine with it now. It's weird. We'll see. That's fine. As long as it works. That's also another fun thing. As long as it works, I'm not gonna mess with it. Which doesn't always work out, because that's probably what happened with the window thing. I was like, oh, that works. That's fine. And no, it really doesn't. So sometimes it's better to be, you know, smart. But this kind of helped me, so that way once I do end up re-exporting and fixing that mistake that I made a while back, it won't be hard to find all the windows, which it really wasn't, but like it'll just look nicer. You know, I want my house to look, I want everything to look nice, because it's really, in the grand scheme of things, there isn't that much here. Like, I mean, it's a lot for one person, but like for, you know, compared to like really big games, you can get pages upon pages of just random stuff, especially when you start doing decals like I started doing here. There can be so many little things, and it's just all in the name of bringing more life to your world. Alright, let's go ahead and good voice crack. Start getting the door. So door var. Where'd you go? Main door. Main door. There we go. Oh, and see, that's exactly what I did for these too. Sort of. Yeah, I really, you know, I should, I'll have to do the same thing probably for the doors, is to fix them up again, so that way they're not, oh, did I miss that? No, that's with that. Okay, cool. So that way, like, again, it's not this weird hierarchy and weird things going on with, some things are prefabs, some things aren't. When everything should be pretty much everything should be a prefab that isn't like built into the engine or anything like that. You know, so I'll have to figure something out. I'll also have to work on, I need to work on this because I want it to be able to open, but I can't. So maybe that can be another thing we can talk about, is like rigging. That's so much fun. I love animation. I mean, animation's fine. It's just not something I'm particularly the best at. It's like, it's more tedious than anything in my opinion. Whereas I really like the tedious stuff for some reason, like, but I don't like animating. Because I love, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that too. Why are all these anchor point? So, that's probably what I did. I probably just selected a bunch of stuff and just exported it without zeroing it on the axis. I am the worst. I really hate myself sometimes. Because it just made a bunch of different prefabs. Well, I mean, it probably saved me time in the end because it was already placed there, and I can just, you know, like, quote unquote zero it out. But don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. So I think the trims. Nope, I don't have the baluster. Oh. How come when I... Hold on. Oh, it does select it. Okay, we'll put the... Yeah, there it is. Put the baluster in there. There's also those little guys, the wall joints that I made. That's one thing that really annoys me. Some people are making objects and stuff like that. They don't consider how it connects back to the, back to whatever. So like, even though this is like, it's not the best, it's still better than if it was, not there. Like, watch, if let me go ahead and I think it's Control H. Nope. Alt H. Oh no, that's help. There we are. Yeah, see, if I just hide it like that, you can really tell that it's, really out of place. So small details like that really help to bring it to life. And they may not notice it, but if they do, then they just appreciate that those small details that get added to the world to make it feel more real and grounded in reality. Even though this is a very not real place. And I'm probably going to need to, because it is just an environment, it's not necessarily considered, like, I didn't really take too many considerations with regard to level design. Maybe expanding some areas, because, this area is really congested, and then this area also gets really congested too. So figuring out a way to expand it a little bit so that way players can move around more easily. I probably honestly just need to move this more to the back corner. I think that'll help things out. Yeah, and probably just, honestly, I probably just need to push this wall back too. I just didn't want to have too much empty space back here because it would just look ugly. But, I mean, in all honesty, I think it'll make more sense. Maybe I could put which, we can treat this more as like a cabinet or closet door maybe, because this, in my mind, is a door to the garage. So like, if this was the outside, I mean, obviously this is the outside of the house, this would be the garage right here, and then that could be a cabinet door, because I was originally planning on using that as a stairwell to the basement. But I think if I blow this up a bit, that might work better as, like, I don't know, maybe not, maybe that, because I'm trying to think of like where the basement would be. It might be there, I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll have to figure that one out, because it really wouldn't make much sense, because this feels like the end of the house, so it wouldn't make much sense to have it jutting out like that. Do houses have like not necessarily, like, maybe like a trap door to the basement or something like that? I don't know how you would explain it, but just like I don't really think too many houses do have that. I have to look that up. All right, so we got the trim and stuff going. The trim and doors. Yep. Cool. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and get the kitchen going. Create empty. It's also another thing that annoys me. Why wouldn't you just immediately assume that I'm going to rename it? Who just has a bunch of things called empty? Kitchen. Move this above the trim and doors. Obviously. Is that all those cabinet doors? Yeah. Pretty much all of them, not the ones above it. Let's see. Oh yeah, and these two. And that. And that. And that. That. Sink. Let's go ahead and start moving it all in there before I mess things up some more. Okay, refrigerator. Back into the kitchen. Yeah, I really do need to fix the hierarchy and stuff like that. I mean, not the hierarchy, the prefabs and all that fun stuff. Let's go ahead. Yeah, because look, it should not be doing that. It should be focusing on the object. Oh my god, yeah, like you're a mess. Let's see. Look at the kitchen chair and tables. Or dining room chair and table. That's a frame. Where's that? So that's that overhead light. Into the kitchen you go. Ceiling. So that's the ceiling for the whole house, pretty much, I think. Yeah, most of it. House frame. I think I built this ceiling into the house frame. Retrospect, probably not a great idea, because I remember it taking me a little bit to get the textures to align properly without them looking weird and distorted. Yeah, and I need to figure out some more variability with this texture. It ain't easy. That's probably the thing I struggle with the most right now is texturing. I can model pretty well. Like, I'm pretty decent. You know. But texturing, I just don't know how to really give it that extra oomph, you know, the impact that it can give, you know, because a lot of times texturing can really bring out the lifelikeness is what really brings out the lifelikeness of your models. And I really do like realism with it. I'm actually doing photogrammetry right now too. Yeah, I'll show you. I could show people that'd be fun. Show the process of doing a photo shoot and stuff. Be cool. Alright, so now we got decals, reflection probes, all that fun stuff. This is taking way too long. I'm talking way too much. Let's go ahead. Rename. Oh, okay. You just want to keep it as game object. That's cool. Lights. All my point lights. I think that's all this is lit by too, if I'm not mistaken. Just, oh no, the area light. That's for the TV. I wish, and there might be a way to do that, but area lights, they're baked. So something that can kind of like, because like, you know, your TV isn't a static light. It's always changing. So it'd be nice if that, you know, there was like a bit difference of like the glow and stuff like that and the intensity. I don't know how to do that just yet. So it'd be nice to learn that. And maybe that's just some sort of programming trick that I don't know about. Either that or I can use a point light. Try. I don't know how realistic that would look though. Rename. Let's go with audio. Yeah, I got a couple audio. Oh, did I not put the TV in the living room? Then once. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was this weird workaround I did. So this is a good one. I'll pull us up so we can take another look at it. So once you come in here, you see the static on the TV. It's obviously not that great because I just used some crappy thing. I could probably you know, figure out how to make a shader that does it for me instead. No, so what I did was I just created a second object. I was too lazy to go back into Maya and fix it. So what I ended up doing was using let's see where is it not pulled up in here? Yeah, Pro Builder. So Pro Builder, if you don't know about it, is super handy. Very, very handy. You can do some basic modeling and blocking out and stuff like that with Pro Builder, and with Pro Grids, you're basically like 70 to 80% way there to Unreal. Unreal has definitely fleshed a lot more stuff out than Unity. But I think, and I think, the only reason I made this in Unity as opposed to Unreal, because if I was to do this all myself without like having to go to class, class required me to do this in Unity. So I might switch it to Unreal, just because it might be easier for me. But I'm getting sidetracked. So I pro-builderized it, so that way I could edit it with ProBuilder. And I just deleted all the faces that weren't the TV screen. And then I had a separate material for the TV static. It was a video, technically. TV static there. Threw it on there. And bippity boppity, we had TV static on my TV. So that was a fun little thing to do, because it was fun in a different sense than normally, because I was pretty upset with myself that I didn't plan that properly. It was fun in the sense that I had a stupid workaround for it, and it's fun because it just shows you kind of like the smoke and mirrors type thing that goes on with developing a game, because so much of it is just, like stupid stuff like that, like, oh, I don't have I didn't plan for that, so I just have to find this cheap workaround that gets me there, and it got me there. And people in my class, I mean, for some people who are like pros at this and like have been doing this for years, they were pretty impressed by that. I mean, not the people in my class, but pros would be like, oh, that's just a silly thing to do, but they were impressed, so that made me happy. Oh, I forgot about you. You belong in the living room. That's where you're gonna be for now, until I find a better name. Probably just like hallway, but that would be down the line when I actually start adding in some other stuff. So the house frame, yeah, we can keep that stuff. We can keep that stuff just kind of out there for right now. I think that should be fine. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot right there. Do a little bit of work. Let's go ahead and save it up. And I guess this is going to be the end of this first video. I know I didn't do anything super exciting, but I mean, I just wanted to make myself do it and get myself out there, because I've been needing to do this for a long time, so it's good to get started. If you're watched this all the way through for some reason, thank you, and definitely come back to check me out the next time I upload, which should, I mean, I'm gonna say in a week, maybe next Monday. We'll see. This is just my first video, so yeah, I will catch you later, one random person who decided to watch the video.